Has someone blocked your bank card? I ran upon a problem recently that startled and irritated me. I was going to pay Jiangxi Bank back the mortgage when I received my house's final payment a few days ago. However, I found out that my bank card was blocked when I tried to transfer the money. I could only send 20,000 yuan a day using mobile banking. I made multiple attempts, but each time was unsuccessful, so I had to get in touch with my bank. So I gave the bank a call. I told the bank employees that my current transfer limit was 20,000 yuan when they inquired about it. He told me that the greatest amount that may be spent on a newly issued bank card is 20,000 yuan. Typically, the limit is 1,000 yuan. When I asked what to do if I needed to transfer a big sum, he told me that I would have to go to the bank counter and not use mobile banking. Today, I visited the bank in the afternoon. Because transactions under 1 million yuan can be made through the self-service machine, the lobby manager initially requested that I utilize it. I attempted, but the limit continued to impede the transfer. I was then given a transfer form to complete and turn in at the counter by the lobby manager. Something happened in the bank when I was filling out the form. A woman had visited multiple windows in an attempt to transfer money, but the employees refused to fulfill her request. She got into a heated argument with the bank employees. The clerk continuously verified my account number and urged me to go to the counter for the transfer after I finished my form. Since I was transferring to my own account, I thought this was strange. The employees clarified that they needed to exercise caution because fraud was so common. I was perplexed. If moving our own funds is so challenging, how can scammers move millions of dollars with ease? To exacerbate the situation, there is a 50 yuan fee for money transfers to my personal account. This limitation is rather annoying. In light of the present economic recession, these regulations serve merely to further curtail market consumption. Is the goods sector truly that slow right now? Are these factories truly unprofitable? Is Huizhou a viable place anymore? I finally received a goods order in Shenzhen today, earning 200 yuan for delivery to Huidong, Huizhou. That was a very wonderful period for me. Nevertheless, I spent a whole day in Huizhou after finishing this order in the hopes of receiving more orders, but I received none at all. I then brought an empty vehicle back to Guizhou Shatian, and I still hadn't received a second order for the day as of 8 p.m. Not because I couldn't acquire orders, but rather because there were just no orders. I spent the entire day in Huizhou. Is it that there are no orders on the platform at the moment, or are shippers ceasing to place orders there? I spent the afternoon and evening in Huizhou as a result, and I never received an order. It's quite challenging. Is there truly a chance for this industry to fail? Even now, I still get asked if working in the goods industry is worthwhile and beneficial. I'm struggling to hang on. People assume I'm lying to them and withholding the truth from them when I tell them it's difficult, as if I'm scared they'll come and challenge me for orders. I came out hoping to get some money because my parents went back to our homeland these days, but all I made was 200 yuan. Furthermore, I have to drive back with an empty truck because the money I made isn't even covering the cost of the fuel. Without making any money, the month is already more than halfway through. It is very annoying. Conventional department stores are currently faced with an unending winter. Despite several attempts, the department shop close to my house is having trouble drawing consumers. Even with their introduction of outdoor goods, discounts, and kid-friendly activities, the store is still empty and chilly, with very few customers. The 3 Pacific department stores in Shanghai shuttered last year, and 2 Japanese-owned Eastern stores in Tianjin are also scheduled to close. International department retailers are having difficulty surviving. In the United States, Macy's shuttered 5 stores at the beginning of this year. Despite being known as the department store capital of the world, many of Japan's venerable establishments with a 50 to 100-year history closed their doors this year. We encountered a significant obstacle when rebuilding an outdated department store in a western province's capital city. The operators still adhered to the conventional department store business model. It is challenging to significantly alter the scenario despite our ability to maximize space and improve aesthetic appeal because to the antiquated property conditions, uniform business layouts, and traditional sales techniques. As a provider of design services, We are aware of the small impact of the renovations, but may you still decline to design the project for this reason? Would you feel guilty about it? This genuinely produces a conundrum and a difficulty. Department shops, an antiquated form of retail, are in direct competition with more modern shopping malls and internet retailers. It's like a horse-drawn carriage against an automobile. It is essentially an antiquated company model that is unable to adapt to modern times. The department store model as we know it now will eventually die. The only viable alternative is to change into an interactive entertainment and experiences-focused shopping center. However, many shopping centers are also having difficulty remaining profitable due to the present surplus of commercial real estate. The most crucial thing in 2024 is to survive. Everyone feels that it's getting harder and harder to make money this year. Businesses and physical stores are struggling just as much as regular people. 23 million individuals lost their jobs, 460,000 enterprises filed for bankruptcy, and 3 million individual businesses were deregistered last year. Over 400,000 eateries shuttered in the first half of this year across the country, including 200,000 hot pot and other eating facilities, 80,000 milk tea shops, and 120,000 snack shops. In the meantime, over 1 million people have applied to the civil service exam for 13 years running, and for some positions, there are over 10,000 applicants vying for a single spot, a challenge on par with getting into Tsinghua or Peking University. More than 10 million recent graduates need to find work each year, while major corporations like Alibaba and JD.com are mass firing workers at a rate of up to 20%. 70%. What specifically has made the last 2 years so challenging for everyone, then? There are a few hard facts underlying this circumstance. First, out of the 1.4 billion inhabitants in the country, 780 million are currently in debt. This indicates that nearly every adult, with the exception of minors and the elderly, is in debt. The national debt makes business incredibly challenging by reducing offline economic development options. So, congrats. You have overtaken 99% of people if you do not have any debt. Second, although everyone expected that the economy would revive after the pandemic was over, winter has really arrived before spring. Companies have shut down, schools have canceled hiring, instructors are now contract employees, and even managers are hunting for new roles. Food delivery services and ride-hailing have essentially reached saturation in demand. This is a result of China's economy experiencing decades of fast development, which has severely saturated every industry. Third, large investors are selling their holdings and leaving the market. Western nations are imposing sanctions and obstructing Chinese manufacturing facilities. Physical shopfronts are closing, traditional businesses' sales channels are faltering, the live-streaming e-commerce sector appears to be deceptively successful, and other businesses are mass firing their workforces. Fourth, real business owners are not common. The majority of businessmen are cunning and opportunistic, using all means required to make money, including fabricating information about the education and health sectors. Fifth, pricing battles have caused Pinduoduo and Taobao to close numerous production facilities and abolish numerous physical outlets, respectively. These internet behemoths are seriously harming the business ecosystem since they have no long-term vision and are only taking advantage of consumers' vulnerabilities to generate quick money. Sixth, there is a severe recession in the world economy. The easy money days are long gone. Things have changed since 10 years ago. What will you feed your sheep if there is no grass in the market? Seventh, economic downturn results in low levels of consumption, severe involution, overcapacity, and a real economy that is struggling. Foreign trade, hiring, and investment are all impeded. The average person experiences more perplexity and anxiety. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer, and the gap between the two is growing. Eighth, Trip's tourist users fell from 26 million to 6 million, Didi's ride-hailing users fell from 48 million to less than 10 million, and Starbucks' monthly active customers halved from 4 million to 2 million. Only job-related websites, such as BossGPN, have seen a roughly twofold increase in monthly active users, surpassing 100 million. Why is this taking place? All of these things are caused by the lack of money, an increasing number of people are in debt. This Balenciaga is utterly unwelcome right now, especially considering the dire state of the economy this year. Even with a 60% discount offered by the counters, it is still not selling. Not even Versace, which is 50% off, is wanted. This year, selling is incredibly difficult. There is no way that the Hourglass series is selling. This one is significantly more detrimental. We can only sell it for 30% in our store if the counter gives a 60% discount. The little mini Balenciaga, which was once marketed for more than 10,000 yuan, is currently only available for 30% of that price, or just over 3,000 yuan. Since the Hourglass series is the most popular, I don't think it should be disregarded. I had no idea that the Hourglass series will suddenly be directly sold at counters for 60% discount. What actions are available to us? Furthermore, it's a white one. We are only able to provide 6,500 yuan if we recycle it. It's really not selling well, as seen by the fact that the counters are already selling it thus cheaply and at a significant discount. Be cautious, everyone. Balenciaga isn't selling at all this year, so don't buy it. This moon bag, which originally cost 19,000 yuan, is still in good condition. It's practically like new. We can recycle it at this time for 12,000 yuan. We may recycle the LV waist bag, which cost about 13,000 yuan at first, for a maximum of 7,500 yuan this year. This year, the recycling value of the LV accordion bag is limited to 8,500 yuan. You may recycle this Hermes basket bag for 20,000 yuan. Then there's the Celine bag, which this year is likewise only averagely priced at a maximum of 15,000 yuan. The price of this large tote is 14,000 yuan. Luxury products are really difficult to sell this year, even the counters are losing money on sales, and customers aren't making the purchase. With more and more foreign businesses leaving China, ordinary workers are in a sad condition. These international businesses and investors have endured years of domestic criticism, yet they are the ones that actually follow labor regulations. Many of my colleagues have worked for multinational corporations, and despite the challenging work and long, tiring extra hours, they never missed a single penny of pay. They get double salary if that is their entitlement. They receive triple if it's triple. The topic of trading off vacation days is never brought up. This explains why the Foxconn event received so much media coverage as well. Finding a factory work in China is simple, but it can be challenging to locate a company that offers full pay on time, extra pay, and insurance benefits. Although domestic supervisors address you as a brother and appear to be family, they view you as an enemy when it comes to salary payments. Domestic employers were limited in their ability to be outrageous in the labor market when foreign firms were involved. It is difficult to predict what would happen to regular workers once all foreign businesses leave and the labor market is devoid of competition.